Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Inner Humble Opinion. This is the Super Bowl recap, as you can see on the screen. Hopefully, now you can. Tom's here. Tom, say hi.
Hi,
Me and Tom are
happy
here to recap
post
the amazing
Super
Super Bowl. It
Bowl
was a pretty good Super Bowl.
festivities.
49ers played the Chiefs and lost 25 to 22 in overtime.
Ah,
Apparently we were apparently the only team that didn't know the rules was the 49ers. I don't know how it happened. That's pretty weird. I would that was funny. That made me laugh. We really know.
dude,
Like
honestly, I actually thought it was pretty sad. The fact that Tony Romo even had to mention, why aren't, like, it was announced and pretty clear, they gave the rules. I honestly don't understand what everyone's confusion is.
the refs
oh,
said
okay,
it. Yeah,
they
the
had to
refs
make a
said it.
change because the Bills are crying. And, yeah, but
Yeah, I'm
anyways,
not getting into like, do I
how's,
like the rule or not?
yeah.
Cause it's. I think that's actually like an objective thing, like what you like. Cause I don't think any of them are bad per se. Honestly, I always like the original one because I think it's hilarious that we sit there and we just give you an out for a bad defense. Just like, oh, your defense is bad. It's okay. We're gonna make it where the other team gets it. It's. I don't like that, but I don't think it's bad. I think they did a good job. I like the rules. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, I think what it does help with is when you have two elite quarterbacks, it gives them chances, right? I will say this, I do think like the rules have changed now where two quarterbacks can truly have a duel, like you see with
Oh yeah,
Josh
yeah, no, no,
Allen and
no.
Patrick
I get
Mahomes.
why they did
It's
it.
not,
I get why they did
yeah,
it because back in the day it would have been dumb because the defenses could actually hit people. But it's fine. We won't get into that. This is a whole different discussion.
well,
I
well,
like the
yeah,
rule.
and honestly, if you really think about it, there's only so many quarterbacks where you're truly gonna get
Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah, no, yeah, it was just so different, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Way different game. Way different game.
and yeah, it's just, yeah, I think it's the best way to describe it. I don't really want to say, I don't want to say, one thing I think next season I got to refrain from is I don't want to say, these defenses are terrible, right?
They're not. They're
it's
not.
such
It's just
different.
hard. It's hard to be like even the Ravens defense. I think they were the best defense. The problem is you your best. You're still gonna have a couple drives a game where you're gonna either get penalties or they're gonna get some plays on you because it's different now. It's a lot of motion. You can't really grab the receivers. It's hard. It's really hard. It is. I mean,
It's so much, it's so much faster.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But back in
even
the day,
in the '90s, don't get me wrong, you had those fast athletes, but you didn't have a depth chart of wide receivers where you could.
here's the thing
It's
though.
almost space. Yeah,
Here's the thing though. I get what you're saying, but if you could hit them like you used to be able to, the wide receivers, I don't care how much speed you have, they would get real slow in that game. One time across the middle, that dude is not running
oh
fast
yeah.
anymore. It, he's probably not even in the game.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
like you said, Percy Harvin. There's a prime example, man. If he played 4 years later,
Oh, he'd be the best
oh
player
man,
ever, ever. I don't care. All these guys they show, they couldn't break tackles like him. He'd be insane right now. They'd throw him. Could you imagine Kyle Shanahan with him? Oh my God. Because he's Debo with speed.
well, he would still lose the Super Bowl, but yeah,
Oh yeah, don't get me. We're good. No, when we get into that, I'm railing into him. I'm sorry. I called it. I called exactly how the game would end. Remember what I said, Tom? I thought he was going to lose the game. I think he did. I don't care about him picking the ball.
oh,
He'd
oh
ever
no,
run
he totally did.
run the ball. Run the ball. You never
He
do
did,
that.
they actually did an okay job running the ball when I looked at the stats. It's just they went through these weird 6, 7 plays in a row where
Thank you. That's where
guys,
I
number
think
one,
that's where
everyone please stop it with Brock Purdy.
yes,
Okay?
yes.
Look, he's a fun story. He's not Tom Brady.
No.
Just stop. He has limitations. He's tiny. He does not have pocket awareness to save his life.
No, no.
He's good at getting out of it. He's terrible when he's in it.
In
He
structure,
doesn't
yeah.
know how to step back a little bit, give yourself more
No,
space,
no.
right?
I agree. I agree.
And it leads to a lot of underthrows and just lollipops because he's not a big dude. He can't see
And
over these
I got to give
guys.
my one man credit because I'm looking forward to watching him in the next few years because I think he's going to become even better. Jawan Jennings is really good. I think Ayuk, you guys got to to save money for Jennings, you pick one of them because both of them are really good. And I like Ayuk a lot too, but I'm saying you could just let him go and get Jennings.
That's going to be San Francisco's tough thing this offseason, man. There's they'll pay their top dogs. They'll figure that out.
You know, he would have been the MVP of that game if they would have won, or should have been. They would have gave it to the quarterback, but he should have won it. He was ridiculous 100%. In the game.
Yep.
Dude, really good.
Look, he had a passing touchdown before any of the actual starting quarterbacks did. So.
Oh, we're gonna get into that too. When I was watching that game, my point is Pat Mahomes was great at the end. I agree with that, but the thing I can't stand that we do, you always want to move the goalpost nowadays for people. Tom Brady was much better even in the beginning of his career. I think Mahomes is a better player than he was at the beginning of his career, Tom Brady. But in the Super Bowls, Tom Brady was a better player, like consistently in the Super Bowl. Tom, I like how that pick he threw doesn't even get shown on the highlights. That's ridiculous. He threw a terrible interception, Like, it's like it never happened because nothing happened. We just like sweep it. Oh, what are you talking about? It was horrible. He overthrew Kelsey or underthrew the other. I don't even know who it was to, by the way. It was in the between two guys and terrible. Right to the safety. Okay?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
No, it was terrible. I mean, Mahomes looked like that game early on almost looked like when they played Tampa. Yeah. He was so wild. And I'm like, what are you, and that's what I don't understand is there was no reason to be that wild, right?
And I think he's great. I'm not making fun of him. He's amazing. He's one of the best quarterbacks ever. You saw once he settled down and he just took what the defense gave him. That's what the Chiefs evolved into with their offense. And when he did that, it was amazing. Now everyone for the crap they're giving the refs. Good. Finish. I'm gonna get into that next. Good.
Well, I think the big thing is when they got Travis Kelce open. Mm-hmm. This route they've ran all year, where they run him across the field on like a deep drag, mm-hmm. where he gains some depth. I mean, he is just. They get him in a bunch formation. They motion him over to a bunch, and I don't know what teams are doing. They get in man coverage every time with that, and. I mean, look, like, anybody notice, like, Travis Kelce's got a little pooch on him now? Like, I don't know if, like, hanging out with Taylor Swift and all the nighttime stuff is making him a little lazy. He's getting a little fat, but he's getting a little pudgy, man. I'm like, whoo. Like, that jersey, man, not to make fun of him, trust me, I got 25 pounds I probably should get rid of, too. I was like, oh, man, he's either been destroying the beers or something, man. I'm telling you. I was like, whoa. But he's getting him open, and he made some really big-time catches in the second half.
He did.
Where he was just wide open.
Now, what do you think of the Andy Reid thing with him?
I mean, there's passion. Tom Brady's done it, too. And I don't want to hear from A.J. Brown when he's tweeting, like, I would have been cut. Now, you know what? Yes, look, I think receivers at times probably get more flack because they're considered divas because of guys that in the past that have proven that. But I don't look, man. That's a.
I mean, I don't think he should have.
Andy Reid knows how to manage him, right? You can't. Travis Kelce's done that earlier this year too, right? Like it's not.
I think. I agree with you. I don't think it's as big of a deal as everyone's making, but I also don't think you should shove the coach because here's where I have a problem with that. We got on the coaches for being. I'm like you. AJ Brown needs to be quiet. This is a different situation. The players want it where you can't touch them and like dog curse them and all this stuff, but then you can touch your coach. Don't touch the coach, bro. It goes both ways. You need a little like. You can get mad. Passion's one thing, but don't be touching people. I'm like that's when you get on my thing, but that's anybody. And like you said, A.J. Brown's different. They handled it, so I don't think it is a big deal. No one was mad at each other. They won the game. They did their thing.
I mean, just like people gotta remember too, like Travis Kelce's been like this his whole career, so this isn't.
That's true too. That is true. That is true.
I'm wondering too. Like one thing I wonder is I'm super curious if he's gonna if he's thinking retirement, if they're gonna run it back one more time. He knows he's getting close to the end.
Can I be?
I think that's where and I think he just
I'm gonna go.
Look, I will say this: he was probably getting frustrated because he noticed exactly what we all did. Is San Francisco just really wasn't like Detroit blew the opportunity of probably the past 30 years of winning a Super Bowl, and coming back to some relevance. They really did.
They did.
You know, Green Bay was a young team, and you know, Green Bay blew a chance too. Don't get me wrong, but
They got a lot of horses coming back. Yeah.
They still Green Bay doesn't have the depth across the roster yet.
No,
Right?
I agree.
They were playing with like the house money, and they finally lost. That's all it really was.
Oh yeah.
But Detroit blew a chance.
They did.
And like, I mean, the same too. I'm sure Ravens fans are saying the same thing.
Oh,
like, we
yeah.
Beat both of them.
Bro, the worst thing is
And
Chris Jones was like,
yeah.
listen, they were the best team. It's like, thanks.
But honestly, that's normally how it goes. Like,
But you know what I respect
you know,
about what he
like,
did? You know what I respect about what he did, though? He did the thing that I liked when players are actually transparent and not like sitting there like, we were the best team. Bro, sometimes you're not. But, I mean, even the last time the Ravens won, it's like, bro, you weren't.
Well, that's why I think the Chiefs are so good. They're humble, man. They understand. Like, they just understand. Like, I mean, they had that interview with Mahomes with Boomer Esiason. I mean, one thing I like about Mahomes is he is super mature for the stuff he has to deal with.
Yeah, his family's wild. His family is wild.
And his dad.
Family's
He is the
wild.
one guy that you can go, he's actually an outstanding human and citizen. So.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy, man. That's where the NFL's safe.
You know,
All their big time quarterbacks right now are very like good dudes. All of them. I mean, they don't really have anybody that's a crazy person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Love,
Yeah,
Mahomes,
I
Lamar.
mean, there's another guy I'm telling you right now. If I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, give Chris Jones the money he wants.
Yeah, he's really good.
That guy
Yeah,
makes
wow.
so many plays. I know he's aging. It's just like
He's
I
smart,
feel like
but
every
he's
year they
Kate.
want him out the door.
Dude, he can be
I
like
don't know
he's
why.
gonna be like Calais when he gets old. Like really smart and makes plays during games. He's worth having. He's a good mentor. I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly. And like when you have that attitude, like, dude, the best team was that, right? We know that.
We just won the game. We did what we had to do.
He made the play to force San Francisco to kick a field goal,
Yep.
which that was stupid. You were going to win the Super Bowl. You have to be Patrick Mahomes.
Go for it,
Number
yeah.
one, you shouldn't have taken the ball in overtime right away because this is now college rules. But number two, like, what are you doing with? Go for it, man. Like,
Not only that, it was 3 yards, right? It was 3 yards or 4. Run the ball twice. I don't know why they were. You should have did 4 downs. You should have ran the ball. I don't know why they want to throw all the damn. I'm like, they always want to do these stupid passes. I'm done. Spagnola too.
He's got to prove. Like, I don't know what it is. He just wants to prove. Like, Brock Purdy is this. Like, he is your guy to run your offense. Like, no one disagrees with you.
No, but
He's
why?
better than the guys that you had.
But why do you not want to like
That's all you need to prove.
just win the game? It's like he doesn't want to win the game. Where I thought they lost this game. Now we're going to talk about too that muff punt, that lucky ass muff punt really did flip this game kind of around. But that happens in football. And B, the thing that because I hate that we're using that as like the main. Some people are using that as like the main reason. No, your team messed up because you had a period of 2 drives where you did nothing at all. Nothing. You didn't get a first down because you threw the ball 6 times in a row. Why? 2 3-and-outs. Why were they throwing? What are you doing?
Well, yeah. I would also say, I mean, special teams are huge in this game. And, like, that's what killed Green Bay against San Francisco. And, honestly, San Francisco's special teams weren't very good against Green Bay either. Like, we missed kicks. But that extra point, like, it makes you appreciate nowadays, like, Justin Tucker. Like, I know for a fact, Josh, you're just like, that guy.
Oh, and the Chiefs guy. The Chiefs guy, Buckner, he's really good.
Against New Orleans, and it was just the most bizarre thing ever.
Oh yeah.
And this was, but
I was at that game.
Like that guy is just automatic. Like he is an act. Like Tucker is a weapon.
Oh no, Buckner, he's good too. He's really good. The Chiefs, he's really good. Harrison,
oh, yeah, dude.
He got a boot. He got a boot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's kind of wild that, like, coaches, so, like, this is the first year that you saw, like, all these long field goals made. And I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. I guess Super Bowl, like, coaches were so, like, how good kickers are this day and age. I'm surprised more 50-yarders in the Super Bowl aren't.
Yeah, that's weird.
Kicked. Like, why not? Like, I mean, and Mooney, that's what's wild is, like, Moody Boots, like, he's really good with, like, 50-plus yarders, but the guy can't make, like, some of the time. And that's the same with, like, Carlson, which is so bizarre. It's like, why are these, like, I mean, it got blocked, but it's a 30.
Look, I still remember Aguayo, the Florida State, like the greatest college kicker ever. How terrible he was in the pros. That was crazy. That man fell off a cliff. Them kickers, they do when they hit that mental wall, it is done.
Yeah. No, I mean, San Francisco, they lost overtime, killed them. I mean, they struggled in the red zone too.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing in those games you can't do.
No.
And I mean, I really thought it was San Francisco's time.
Oh, I do too. I think they should. I think they had that game.
They had it. That's what's the most bizarre thing ever. They didn't finish.
Nope, I agree, dude. It's exactly. I can't believe how that game came out because I said what I said, but I really did believe that would happen, and I was like, it did. He did the same thing again, and we have to talk about him because Kyle Shanahan, your legacy's like now every time you make one of these games, they're gonna say that. They're gonna be like, oh, who cares? He's gonna mess it up because it's 3 in a row now. It's 3 times you did this. It was really bad. It was.
I mean, I would say it's 4.
4.
In the NFC title game against the Rams, you
Yep.
had them 17-7.
Yep. It's true.
You had them.
It's true.
And, no, like what I don't understand is you could make an argument like just take Patrick Mahomes out of the equation for now.
Mm-hmm.
23 is the best player on the field.
He was.
Period. End of the story.
I think it was
running all over him.
I think it was
just like it's the dang Super Bowl. Why are you not using him?
No, I agree.
You should be like, I don't care if he needs a breather.
It's one game.
He needs to be out there.
One game left. That's it. Just go. It's wild. I'd say it's him, Mahomes, and Jennings.
That guy can get in the end zone. How many games he broke a consecutive record for the number of games with a touchdown? Like, the guy is an unbelievable running back. What are you doing?
Yeah.
He honestly, you and I talked about it last week. He should have probably been the MVP.
Yeah.
It's just like I think that's honestly where they lost the game. Is they said, hey, we need to rush it 30+ times. You should have ran it more.
And y'all know.
Not stop it.
Everyone knows I love the running back because that's one position they didn't fix anything for. You get hit by everybody in the head, arms. They don't care. I'll hit him in the knee. It's fine. Who cares?
hit tackle him.
Yeah, they're like, you're running back. You're a running back. Shut up.
Well, here's the other thing too, right? To your point, when you have 6 consecutive passes, you burned off maybe 30 seconds off.
Yeah, it's dumb. What are we doing?
But Green Bay. So this is a really interesting stat. Green Bay is the only team all year that scored more than 21 points on the Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
Doesn't mean a lot. It was in Lambeau. I think the Chiefs just played a bad game, but it's something the Packers should definitely hold their head up high of we did that. And one of the things they did really, really well, they manufactured a lot of rushing yards in that game, and they stuck with it. Now, Jordan Love played out of his mind, but it's not like he had 400 yards passing.
Oh, yeah.
They ran the ball really effectively with A.J. Dillon and the mix of Patrick Taylor and stuff. Again, I mean, even the Ravens, they said, the Ravens coming into the game said they got to run the ball, and then, the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in the world is not do it. But, how dumb, keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. He was so uncomfortable early in that game, you kept giving him more and more chances to get comfortable.
Yep.
And then he finally did.
As soon as he got that first touchdown, he started rolling. He felt like I got a touchdown, I got this, and then that was it.
Yeah, it's game and clock management. That's what head coach.
No, yeah, it looked like a typical game where you let a team stay around when you got them, right? And then a play happens that flips the momentum, and that's because you let them stay in that game when you could have got 3 or 7 and really put all the pressure on them, right? And ran the clock. If they would have ran the ball, had a long drive, and those 2 that we just talked about where they threw 6 times in a row, if you had a long drive, got at least 3, I'm not even talking about 7, got at least 3, you put all the pressure on them. It's the time's going down. We're down by 10 now. It's we need 2 scores. We're in trouble right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to put the pressure on them oh, damn. Here we go. No, you guys throw like you said 6 times. Then finally this other then right when it happens, it's like it was waiting because you kept letting them stay there. Big play happens on the fumble. Now, we got a game because you sat there and you let them stay right there the whole time. You got it. It's just ridiculous. I don't
Yeah.
get the non-balance. Like what
Well,
it.
how about this though? I mean, this injury, I gotta say, killed them. Greenlaw just tearing his Achilles.
Yeah.
Number one, you don't want to see that. But
Sad.
number two,
Yeah.
like Oren Burks comes in. I mean, Oren Burks has always been very good against the run. He is terrible. Past game, he was never good in Green Bay. He's not any good now. Like he just got. I mean, I think it was like 8 for 80, 9 for 9, perfect passer rating, like almost 100+ yards on him. They just picked on him all game. Like that was a massive just blow.
Oh yeah, Greenlaw's a really good player. I mean, he just
49ers.
is.
Yeah, I mean, that was really frustrating. Like, I mean, even like Kelsey and stuff, they just were not able to get him open a lot.
Well, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember this play, but one of the ones, and I know it was one play, but one of the most like egregious ones because I thought they had him really far pinned back. Remember they had him pinned at like the one, and it was second play, and they just let Kelsey wide open on a little leak out. When like the one guy that like if they were even going to throw there, you would have been ready for. They left him wide open so you get the first down. They kind of reset like the field position. It's like, dude, he ran just a little leak out where you just go to the left. I mean, I guess it's the right from Mahomes' standpoint. Go to the right and just he was wide open. I'm like, how is no one right on his ass? So it's like a 2-yard gain. It was so weird. I don't know. That one resonated for me because I'm like, you could have pinned him and got like a real good field position. I don't know what that was. I'm like, how do you leave him open on that? Just nobody near him. Like, come on. It's weird. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I think the better team won.
Me too.
I mean, like I really do. I mean, it was a fun Super Bowl.
I really just.
I mean, I'll be open and honest. I love when the 49ers lose just because they're just, I just don't think there's a lot of humbleness amongst their fans or their organization.
I agree. The halftime show was very good too. I liked it. A lot of people said they didn't. I thought it was pretty fun. But I'm a '90s kid, so it brought me back.
Oh man, dude, that was amazing. You had all of like, man, that was the halftime show for Atlanta, man.
Oh yeah, Luda.
Singer of all time.
Little John. I was laughing. I'm like, Little John.
How much? Like, seriously, Little John, how much money per word do you think he makes?
Oh, man, make a lot. He a hype man. He the best hype man ever.
What? Yeah, he doesn't do anything.
He's amazing.
Oh, man. But, I mean, I do want to talk about Mahomes a little bit.
Good.
Like we were talking about, man, like, again, I agree with Romo 100%. He is like Jordan. There's kind of this awe, and there's also like this nervousness, like, oh.
He got the ball, yeah.
And I think it does let people play tight.
Mm-hmm.
But like, dude, Mahomes, man, like, dude, you got to give Steve Wilkes a ton of credit. He had that guy figured out.
Yeah.
And so confused. I think one thing Wilkes did poorly is when he decided, I'm going to send
everybody, yeah.
He would send like, Mahomes was at that point just digging and dunking. He didn't care.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so, like, dude, you got to. This is actually where, believe it or not, Joe Barry's terrible soft defense that forces him, and you can
you nailed it. That's what you have to do against him. You have to frustrate him, and you know who needs to get a lot of credit. I forgot to say something. Steve Wilkes was great in his game plan. I really liked it. I did, like you said, the sellout on that near the end was really dumb, but really his only mistake. Bosa played a great game holding that edge. He really did. He did a great job. Great job. He did not go
for how many times he was getting held.
That's fine. Thank you. You brought that up. The only reason I'm not making that a big deal, guys, is they let them play all day. Because on that touchdown Jennings threw, there was an illegal man downfield. That should have been a penalty, too. They let that go. They let a lot go in this game. Because they were just like, it's the Super Bowl. There was some hand fighting with the receivers sometimes, too. They were like, hey, it is what it is. Super Bowl. We're not calling nothing. By the way, the 49ers, I know 27 had to pick. But on the one play where Mahomes threw that deep pass that was really good, buddy, how did you not see the ball? That was hilarious. The ball went like right over.
I bet. I mean, I went in that stadium this year and took a tour. That roof is weird. It's like just this white, it's a 3D printed like roof,
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's weird when you look up, man. It's like really bright, and
Okay.
who
Okay.
knows? I
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
know.
I just
But
thought that
again,
was
I know this is the evening game. I'm not really sure if that messes with you.
just
But like that
hilarious to
ball,
me. I
that was
just
kind of
saw.
an Aaron Rodgers type throw where it's just like this big teardrop,
I
And
just
I
thought it
think
was
sometimes
hilarious
that gets
because
really hard to see.
I thought it was just hilarious because he was just sitting there. I was like, what the hell is going? It looked like what's his name? The guy for Moore for Denver when he was like, I got it. Oh, Jacoby.
Right?
I felt so bad for him because when you watch that one, I don't mean to get into Ravens lore, but Mile High Miracle, it was just like you could. I remember when the play happened, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna mess this up because you could just tell by how he was backpedaling. He was not sure. He was like, oh god. He's like, I don't know if I can get this.
Right.
I felt like they should have stopped like slow motion. I know what you're thinking. How did I get here? Oh man. But yeah, the refs don't give the refs crap. I thought they did pretty good, and I thought they just let them play today. Did they hold some? Yeah, but both teams did. So I'm like, I don't know. And it is what it is.
Oh yeah, dude, the right guard for the San Francisco 49ers, like dude, that guy gets
Oh
crushed.
yeah, and
And
I
that
like.
was their biggest weakness against Green Bay. Like
Mhm.
I just noticed like the right side of their offensive line is not good.
No, I like
So
Fred Warner. I
like
like Fred. I like Fred Warner, but like on the one play where Mahomes scrambled, I know you're afraid to get a flag, but dude, it's the end of the game. He should have just dove and tried to hit him. Might have made him fumble. Who knows? I don't know why he was like, he like ran behind him. It was
I
so
don't
funny.
know why. You bring up a really good point. Honestly, like all these quarterbacks that run, take the shot. Like
Yeah.
who cares? It's a 15-yarder. If you set a tone early, like hey, you're gonna get nailed. It could totally change out. And I've said that with Brock Purdy, man. You hit that guy hard once, and he's like, I mean, you saw it. Like he hit his elbow a couple times
Mm-hmm.
in that game, and he didn't look like. Sometimes some of his throws are weird. I'm like, I bet you his elbow's killing him.
Dude, I
Because like
always remember
you
the.
don't take much to tweak those major injuries like that.
I remember the Super Bowl with the. Now he didn't hit the quarterback, but I remember the Super Bowl with Seattle and Denver. That first play when Cam Chancellor came up and put Eric Decker on, Demarius Thomas on his butt. It was like, oh, they got so like scared after that because they were like, oh, they ain't playing that. You're right. When you do hits like that, the other team's like, oh, it's that kind of game. You know, the team that scored 800 points in the regular season, 500, but they scored the most points ever. They got humbled in that Super Bowl. They were beating them up. They were like, nah, we ain't doing this today. We hitting.
Yep. Well, no, exactly. I mean, that's it, and that's what.
One of my
It's a
favorite
physical
Super
game.
Bowls
Like
because that
honestly,
defense.
sometimes just take the shot. Like you're not going to get ejected if you hit him in the up. If you hit him late but you hit him high, who cares?
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're not doing anything to purposely hurt him, but it is football, man. Sometimes you got to take those shots and just like make sure they understand. Like, dude, we ain't playing. Like, in the regular season, I kind of get it because like you don't want to just a ton of those penalties and they start adding up. And then in the playoffs, you got to do it, man.
Especially the Super Bowl, it's one game. So what do you want to get into now? We'll get into So I feel like coaching wise, Andy Reid did a really good job. We haven't talked about him. I think Andy did a good job of just managing the game. They kept again. This is my problem with Kyle Shanahan. Andy Reid kept running the ball even though it wasn't successful because you have to have balance. He still kept running the ball when they were getting like 2 yards of carry. And at the end, did you see how Pacheco had a couple of them that like broke a little bit? Because you gotta saw them down, man. You gotta keep it going. It's right before a couple plays before their winning touchdown. They ran the ball. It was really smart.
It didn't like Shanahan didn't use the best player on the field, and then even Romo said the same thing about think about this. Deebo Samuel gets hurt a lot.
Use him early.
He actually had some big plays. Give him the ball like 3 times in a row before he gets hurt again, and it's useless.
Yep. Well, here's the thing too. I don't mean to get on. I don't mean to get on Steve Wilkes, and maybe it's a player thing. I don't know. You know what? I think it's more of a player thing. I'm going to say one thing about the 49ers players. I don't think it's a big deal. But that last play that won the Super Bowl, they run that all the time. Nobody thought of like, hey, I'm just going to sell it. I mean, they got it anyway. They always run that little inside guy runs out and they shade you. I just would have went like, fuck it. If they throw a touchdown, tell your dude, hey, I'm selling. If they throw this over my head, they win. But I'm not letting them get that little bullshit rub route. They should have I would have just ran straight over there like, nah, you ain't getting this. You can have that crap over the top. Because they always throw that. They did it last year in the Super Bowl. They do it every time. That guy runs that little out, gets a little rub.
Yeah.
Just sell. I would have sold out.
No, that corner.
Yeah, he did it. It looked like he gave up. Yeah.
It's so bizarre because I bet you they practiced that all week.
Yeah, I'm like, didn't it look like they were just like, well, we lost, and they kind of like lollygagged over there. It's over. No disrespect. I understand it was bleak, guys. I'm not hating on the 49ers. It was bad spot. Like, oh, first and goal from the like 4. Like, well, we tried.
Yeah.
Because believe me, what I'm saying probably what I'm saying probably wouldn't have worked either. Probably wouldn't have worked either. They probably just would have threw it over the top to Kelsey. Like I mean, I'm just saying I would have just did that. Like, hey.
That corner was in a super tough spot. Like, it would have been a throw. There's not much you could really do, but at the same time, I agree. You attack that because that's all they do.
Oh, and Kadarius Toney's been talking a lot, dude. I'm just gonna tell you straight up. No disrespect to Kadarius. Well, no, I don't care, buddy. Listen, the best thing they did was not play you because you probably would have dropped some passes. I mean, you have a bad record right now. They were like, we can't have this guy losing us games.
Look, man, they stuck with MVS, right?
And he made plays.
And MVS played. He made the couple plays he needed to. That's kind of what he is, right?
Yep.
Dude, Tony, I bet you Tony. A couple of my friends that are Gators fans are just like, yeah, he was, he's this freak athlete, but I don't think it's all clicks up top there. And when I say that, I'm not talking about he's not smart. I'm just talking about like, hey, dude, you got to support your teammates too that are out there, and you shouldn't be running your mouth.
No, I agree.
You're clearly not good enough. Like, just because you made plays in the Super Bowl last year doesn't matter if you're not doing it this year, which you clearly haven't all year. Like, just stop. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Stop.
No, I agree, dude. It's yeah, it's just wild. I just think the 49ers. I don't know where they're going after this because you got some people coming up. It's gonna be wild for them. The Chiefs, they kind of restructuring. They said they're gonna restructure Mahomes deal. I think they can keep their team relatively together because a lot of the defensive pieces, because of the Tyreek Hill trade, by the way, what a great trade that worked out for everybody. Honestly, everybody, even Miami, because everyone wants to shit on the Miami side now. Oh, they got Fleetwood Howell. They're a lot better with him than they were before he got there. Before they got there, they were third place every year, and everyone was like, Miami, nice road trip. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I mean,
McDuffie is the thing with me though. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tom. The thing with the corners though, I do like Snead, but I think McDuffie is actually your more valuable one because he takes that slot, and that's always hard because a slot route you can break either way, and it's always the shifty guys. They're so hard to cover. They're annoying.
Yeah, McDuffie. Yeah, no, I mean, it's great because they do have like a really good. They have a really young roster, right? Which is awesome.
Yep.
On defense, that they're going to be able to keep.
Yep.
That's going to be good. Offensively, I mean, they got to figure out. They just got to get more consistent wide receivers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
like Rice though. Rice is good.
Rice,
yeah.
But I mean, he's a slot guy. Like, you need someone
big dude.
Like, they need because like Kelsey, like. I'll be curious, like, Kelsey is declining. He still has it, don't get me wrong, but he is not.
Tom, I got one for
Kelsey
you.
Old.
Tom, I got one for you. If they did they re-sign him? Did they re-sign Mooney? The Bears?
I have no idea what they're doing.
That's a guy. If Mahomes got him, I'm telling you, he'd be a real good deep threat. He catches everything, too. He would be annoying on their team. They just run him deep and stretch that defense, and you've seen him. He's pretty good. He's just on a bad team.
I mean, the Chiefs are here to stay, don't get me wrong. The 49ers, I think, are in trouble.
Yeah.
Their window is probably closed. I think what's going to be really interesting is what in the world are you going to do with Purdy are you actually going to sign him long term? I would not if I were them.
No.
And now this is where the whole Trey Lance thing backfired on you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, like, hey, you had this guy that's serviceable, but you don't have. Now you're fishing again. They're gonna pay their studs. Don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
So, I believe that.
Oh, and I want to get into
But
one other thing. I know this is completely like off the topic. We just talked about the two teams. I'm with Tom. I think 49ers, its window's getting close, man. And now your coach, you're going to be the team every time you make a big game. They're going to be like, Kyle's going to mess it up. And I know everybody's like, oh, why does that matter? I'm telling you, they can say all the stuff they want. He's going to think about that when he's coaching, just like a player thinks about it when you're like, well, he's not clutch.
ask Josh, just ask Atlanta how well it went after they lost that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, man. You only get so many heartbreaks where eventually your players don't even trust you, man.
Now think about it. You're going to also hear this every time it's a close game. It's going to be like, well, Kyle, man, he's not good in these situations. Oh, yeah, that's what's going to happen, dude. It's what it is. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, he's super gray now. He used to have like jet black hair. Now he's like.
Oh, what ain't
gray.
that? He's got a lot of battle wounds.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he's a genius. He's a genius, but at some point, yeah, just play football, man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with his dad that his dad was always just good at. Like,
they
always stuck with Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis, when they won the Super Bowl, he understood.
Well, that's the thing that frustrates.
John Elway's old and washed up.
That's what's frustrating. It's like, dude, your dad consults with you. He ain't like, hey, big game, run the ball. He old school too. I'm surprised he ain't been like, yo, son, run the ball. You have a running back. It's wild.
You have the running back.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it'll be really, yeah. They just have a lot of guys they got to sign, or the Chiefs the 49ers. They'll sign their top guys. I believe that 100%, and they'll be fine there. They'll always be, but man, offensively, I think they're about to hit. Like you can't keep Ayuk and Jennings and keep Debo. You're gonna have to re-sign George Kittle soon. / he's old, right? He's getting up there in age. Like all of a sudden, like this is all kind of coming to a head, and that's what I mean. Like I think that window's just kind of closed, or it's closing. Like I don't know how many more times Fred Warner's still really good, right? Like That's not a big deal, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think the NFC too. You're going to start to see the page turn. Like, I mean, as a Packer fan, I really hope you see it with, what's going on in Green Bay. Like, there's got to be a lot of teams in the NFC that are kind of like, oh boy, that team, if they could just learn to play a little defense and they mature, dear Lord.
No, I'm with you.
That's a team I don't want to deal with.
Well, let's talk about next year coming up. That's gonna be. Let me see what everyone does. But in the NFC, I think Green Bay is the poised one. Maybe them in Detroit. That'd be a really nice, like, kind of wild. Who's gonna win the champ?
I think Detroit's there to stay. I think that's a battle. I don't really want to pick the NFC North because you don't really know what's going to happen injury-wise and stuff. I mean, those two. I would say Dallas is still up there, right?
I do like Zimmer picking his coordinator, but I am going to say this, and this is my bias. I think with the athletes they have on that team, I thought Rex would have been really good with the chaos, because they have athletes and players on that team. I think Rex could have made a really crazy defense for them. Just my opinion, but I know Jerry don't like that kind of stuff.
But I'm gonna say this: Micah Parsons needs to shut up and just play football.
Yes, he does. Thank you.
In big moments, you ain't around.
He ain't. No, because you know what he don't like.
Like, dude, game plan. I mean, he's trying to, like, him and Jordan Love are doing an interview, and he's trying to run his mouth. It's like, dude, you lost to Green Bay, and you were nowhere to be seen.
Well, what was he saying about him? I did not see that one.
Make a play.
I did not see that one. What was he saying?
I don't. There's just a lot of back and forth about the game. I mean, I think Micah has Bleacher Report. He's with like Bleacher Report or something. I'll send it to you. I saw snippets of it on Twitter, and I was just like, okay.
Oh, dude. My thing with him is he's just.
Like, I mean, look at that San Francisco game early in the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
He runs his mouth and he says all this stuff, and then nowhere to be found.
Well, there's a way to defend him. Everyone knows that he's not big. You just move him around, and then when run plays, he's really non-existent. He's the jump on the pile guy. That's it. Doesn't really do anything. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Well,
Like
that's why
Jadavion.
against Green Bay, they put him back. They didn't rush him because Green Bay was taking advantage of him.
Yep.
And they finally then, like, on a couple pass downs, they finally would get him, on the edge. And, Green Bay's tackles had gotten a lot better over the year, and they just shut it down. It was really, like, dude, like, honestly, Zach Tom, I understand. You could argue he's a Pro Bowl right tackle. He just wasn't selected. But, like, Rasheed Walker is a undrafted rookie free agent. I think if he would have stayed out of trouble, he might have been a first-round pick. But, he just was kind of starting to get comfortable. Like, I didn't understand it, but I mean the AFC, like, yeah, definitely. You'll still see Kansas City, Baltimore. Baltimore will be interesting too. They got to sign a lot of guys on defense, and there's gonna be a lot of guys walking.
I think Kansas City is still. You got to.
How does it look with a new defensive coordinator?
I think my not dark horse. My team right now in the AFC is going to be KC. You just like I am with Green Bay. Right now they look the best. We'll see what happens with free agency and stuff. In my opinion, anyway. I think the Ravens too. They just have too much going on. I got to see what they're going to do. There's a lot of stuff. They could be really good. I don't know.
I'm gonna be really curious what Buffalo does.
That too, yeah.
I think Diggs might be
gone. Yeah, I think so.
Because, like, honestly, with Diggs, like, he's a number 2. He always has been. I think he played really well early on, but there's a guy that has a lot of attitude problems and stuff, and I just don't know how good of a leader he is. Do you move on from him? Defensive. I mean, there's another one like the Bills. Is their window closed and they just kind of are what they are?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get into. I also think the Bills are weird. That's gonna be a weird team, like Tom's saying. But I'm gonna give you guys a little track of what we're thinking we're gonna do. We're gonna do some draft stuff. We'll get into that in other shows. It's gonna be. I'm gonna put that in completely different categories. This is gonna be our last one for this season. We enjoyed talking to you guys. We had a great time. We're gonna do draft stuff. We might do some other fun stuff, different kind of playlist things could be on the channel. Like I say on the channel, it's just our opinion in sports in general, but mainly football. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, Tom? We're gonna do some draft stuff.
Yeah, I definitely want to get into like our 2 favorite teams, the Packers and the Ravens.
Okay, we'll do a full deep dives.
What they might do, like I'm really excited for Green Bay's off season. Especially, like, I think the draft's going to be very interesting because they have, like, 5 picks in the top 100. It's kind of cool because they can do whatever they want, right? There are needs, but I think they also have enough money. They can go get, like, I think, like, a Geno Stone, right?
I was about to say, future Packer Geno Stone.
Really, really cool.
Speaking in existence.
And I think that's, yeah, I think the Ravens are interesting, too, because they got to try to, historically there's players they'll let walk because it's just tough. The Ravens have tended to spend more on veterans to fill holes towards the end, like closer to training camp, right?
Yep.
They do spend money. They don't have a lot of dead cap, but, they get in situations where the cap does get super tight and they're kind of in that spot. How does this look, right?
Yep.
Also, too, we got to look at the opponents they're going to play, right? Like, yeah. So
I think they're going to play the. I'm going to predict.
Going on.
I'm going to predict it now. I think the Ravens are going to be the first game. I think they're going to do that again in the NFL. They're going to do it. They're going to make them play in KC on Thursday. I got a feeling. I got a real.
Is that their? Are they an away opponent this year?
Oh,
I have no idea.
I don't know, but I know they're going to make them play. I think they're going to make them play the first game because they're one of the teams up for it. They had the, how Scheffler put out the whole like schedule and a couple other people. I was like, okay, so they're gonna be one.
Okay, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, you had like 5 teams that are eligible for that. I want to put a dark horse in here for the AFC though before we go, because I didn't think about them because I think they might do this. I think Cleveland might go all in one more year. I mean, where they have no shot after this season to like have their team be the same. They might do it. They might try to go for it, and maybe the Jets because I don't think they have a shot. I just think the Jets might just try because they got a old conspiracy theory man on their team. They got the guy from the History Channel as their quarterback right now. It's wild. I
think the Jets are going to be a 500 team. And it'll be interesting if they try to go get Devontae. Great. I mean, at this point, hey, you're all in with Aaron Rodgers, sure. Yes,
it's a mess. That is a mess.
Dude, yeah, exactly. If I'm their GM, man, you better be careful. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's rough. But thank you guys so much for watching. Likes as always are appreciated, and thank you for joining us for the whole season. As always, subscribe for more of our content. We're coming, guys. We're bringing out more stuff. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do deep dives on our teams. That's what I'm gonna call them, Tom. It's gonna be funny. We're gonna do long deep dives. We might have to do that over the weekend. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, forgot Valentine's Day, guys. Me and Tom have families, so we got a bunch of Valentines. We're doing good.
That's right.
All right, peace out, guys, and as always, do it, Tom.
Roll
Tide. See ya. Take it easy, everybody. Bye. Great NFL season.